India Today's Abhishek Bhalla, who's tracking all the latest on that. Abhishek, first tell us about the area, the geography in the sense of how does 300 soldiers trying to access a peak and the top of the 17,000 peak got into then a retaliation from the Indian Army Jawans, and what exactly happened? How is the situation now, Abhishek?
Pooja, things have been calm
Okay.
since that clash took place, but this is an extremely volatile area. In fact, Yangtse has seen several face-offs in the past. It is one of the disputed sites amongst many. And in fact, it's perhaps the only disputed site between India and China, which is controlled completely by India. And this is what riles up the Chinese when they try and come and take over places in this region. It's a mountain peak that the Indians control completely, and this is what has been irritating China for many years. And this time again, perhaps it was one of those attempts to take control of the area. But I would like to tell you, Pooja, that as far as this area is concerned, the Chinese had been building up. There was a big mobilization for the last 15, 16 days, is what sources have told me. It's not something that just happened out of the blue one day. Just opposite Yangtze on the Chinese side, there is a lot of infrastructure development happening. In fact, several model villages have come up in this area, which the Chinese, in guise of civilian settlement, actually are using them as military infrastructure. And that's the reason of confrontation in this area. In fact, Yangtze is also of religious importance to the two sides. But despite the religious and cultural beliefs, it's been a place of confrontation for decades now.
Stay on with me, Abhishek Bhalla, because for the benefit of our viewers, it's important to help understand what sort of area this is, what exactly has happened, and let me take you through the details about this. Is Arunachal Pradesh, remember, that borders China, and why this is a crucial location, and this is to help you through the satellite imagery of what the area looks like. Tawang sector this is the border which comes of the line of actual control. This is very crucial, very strategic and very significant. But of course, this is in the Indian territory. Now, in the line of actual control, there are areas, according to the MOD statement, differing perception where since 2006, Indian and the Chinese troops do patrol the area. But this time, a larger than normal patrol party, about 300 Chinese soldiers, appear to have tried to attempt to come into the territory. The Indian Army Jawans immediately retaliating. It did lead to a certain scuffle and minor injuries as well. So this is the area to help you understand where that clash has taken place. And of course, this takes us back to Galwan 2020 as well. But this time what we are picking up is about minor injuries of soldiers on both sides. There is going to be now, of course, heightened discussion about this area as well. But this, remember, is also about 17,000 feet peak. The top of it that Chinese soldiers wanted to access, but Indian Army Jawans thwarted their plans as well. This is what that area looks like. I want to now go across to Abhishek Bhalla for the latest on that. Abhishek, because there will be comparisons made to Galwan 2020 and what happened in Tawang sector this time. What are you picking up about? Was this a repeat of what had happened? Was it a sudden build-up? Was it try and help us understand about how can, despite Galwan and of course the alertness of our forces, these Chinese soldiers are trying to incite yet again?
Well, since May 2020, the tensions in Ladakh escalated. There have been such instances in other sectors of at the line of actual control as well. And there has been a mobilization in Arunachal Pradesh. I have been to the Tawang sector, in fact, only last year, Pooja, and there was a lot of changes on the ground on both sides. The Indian side matching up to the infrastructure development that's happening on the Chinese side. But things have remained volatile. And with instances like the one that has taken place now recently, things obviously are going to remain tense. There is complete mutual distrust between the two sides when it comes to relations, and things have been rocky since May 2020.
All right, that is Abhishek Bhalla telling us the latest. Abhishek, please keep tracking all the latest and thank you for the perspective and the experience. Because remember, Abhishek had been reporting not just Galwan 2020, but has been updating us constantly about this very volatile situation. Think of the geography, the temperature, the sort of resources that are available at that point. It's not an easy terrain at all. This is to help you understand about the infrastructure that the Chinese have been building up along the line of actual control as well. What we're trying to help you understand, this is the Chinese village and Old Road, India. This is to tell you about the line of actual control, the border. This, remember, are these, they're making these new roads. They're setting up clearly concrete structures. It is also the troop deployment that has increased over the past few days in this month by the Chinese. So they're constantly trying to provoke insight. But of course, our soldiers are on the job. They have been alert despite the temperature there at 17,000 peak. They're ensuring that they are protecting our borders. And this, remember, is not an easy terrain to reiterate to you. But the Chinese are constantly updating and constantly increasing these infrastructure and structures as well, including the deployment of the troops on ground. My colleague Afrida sent us a ground report. Here's what she's brought us.
Indian and Chinese troops clashed along the line of control in the Tawang sector in Arunachal Pradesh on December 9, where 6 Indian army were injured. 6 Indian army soldiers were then airlifted on the 9th afternoon to this base hospital situated in Guwahati, which is 151 base hospital of Bashishta. According to the sources, soldiers are doing absolutely fine now and they are in good health condition. This is Afrida Hussain reporting for India Today from Guwahati.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.